देवी और सज्जनों, अर्नव ने कहा है कि हमें स्टैटिस्टिक्स के बारे में बात नहीं करनी, तो हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स के बारे में ही बात करेंगे।
No,
हमें
we don't want to
स्टैटिस्टिक्स
make
बहुत
them.
पसंद है।
We don't want to make them not listen by saying the statistics anyway. But guys, anyway, sad week this week.
क्या हो गया?
क्या हुआ?
DMX and Prince Philip.
He was 99, right?
No, yeah. Obviously, it's expected, but
And second, DMX का apparently वो drug abuse से ऐसा कुछ
It was
चक्कर
a-
में heart attack आया है.
No, heart
I thought
attack.
he was a
But
born again Christian.
no, but he
He
was.
came off
Bhai, you
drugs
can
and
be spiritually born again, but physically also there is a toll on based on the entire thing, no? But yeah,
No, he
rest
was
in peace
specifically
to-
his heart attack was triggered because of drug overdose. So
Oh,
He's
then
been
yeah.
in and out of drugs. He's been
Yeah,
in and
rehab
out
में
of
तो वो
drugs,
भाई-
DMX.
I had no idea DMX था कौन पहले. So I actually read
He's a
about it.
huge-
Then I
he
found
was
out
a-
कि वो
a very
No,
big.
he was
rapper.
very outspoken rapper because
Yep.
he was like he resonated with the people,
His
especially
growl.
in the late 90s.
His growl had.
And his
You know,
songs
first-
were anthems of sorts.
I thought कि
Yeah.
आकाश बोलेगा because cases बढ़ रहे हैं, it's affecting so many people. And then he mentioned it.
Oh,
This week was sad because someone who
We'll
was
get into that
99.
later. It's going to be a little bit more morbid on that later, maybe.
The-
But let's see.
No, DMX also had his voice, which is like very iconic in my opinion.
Can you give us the
Very
growl,
different.
Kevin? How did
Yeah,
it
Kevin
Arnav.
Graulkar.
Arnav doesn't know the growl. Arnav, have you heard the growl?
नहीं, nope.
No.
But yeah, I mean, Arnav, he made very good songs. I liked
Yeah, who-
Up in Here and Where
No,
the Good At, are the who I grew up with.
Yeah, no. Arnav, he made a song called "Who Let the Dogs Out." वो गाना उन्होंने गाया था. So
Oh, is
that's
it?
how.
तू मजाक कर रहा है? Is it
Oh,
actually?
okay, yeah,
I have no idea. मुझे तो DMX कैसे दिखता है वो भी नहीं पता कौन है.
नहीं, but yeah, वही है. I liked. He's one of the most funniest ever Breakfast Club interviews I ever heard. अगर किसी को उन्हें remember करना है तो listen to him speak, because he's a very honest person जिसका on screen and off screen persona is literally the same. Like it gives huge Gary Payton vibes, if you ask me. Like very
actually,
blunt. He's very
He actually
blunt
even
in
looked
the
similar.
yeah.
Oh,
he's
actually,
very
now that you mention, he looked like
Yeah.
Gary Payton.
Gary Payton. Like, he's very blunt in the way he speaks. He's going to tell you his honest opinion. You're not going to agree with him on everything he says, but you just know that this is what he actually believes. So that's why it's very sad. He was just in a versus battle with Snoop Dogg also. मैंने उसके playlist देखी थी बीच में. तो really sad that out of he was just 50 yaar. To be honest, like all jokes and everything aside, he was just 50. Like that's
He's got
nothing.
15 kids. I did not know that, by the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Okay, I
1-5.
didn't know that either.
I didn't know.
1-5.
Yeah.
Doesn't Shaq have the same amount of
So
kids? Or something?
he actually has from the Old Testament, I think he has this verse printed, which is like about like fathering more kids and like, you know, like getting them the correct values and like then putting them in positions that they can
Yeah.
make changes,
Wait,
etc.
so this could be adopted kids as well, no?
No, it's his own
Oh,
kids from different
biological.
women.
Wait,
Yeah,
oh,
क्या
different
बात-
women. Okay, I felt bad for the उसकी wife.
Amrit-
यार. I mean, it's not
Amrit, Arnav, nobody would agree for 15 kids.
Kevin
How
ऐसा
would I know?
Yeah, Kevin, there एक टाइम हुआ करता था जब फैमिली में 8 या 12 बच्चे हुआ करते थे. तो it's not like it's
I mean, 15
And-
is an odd number. Like 8, I can like I've known in old times, but like 15 is like not. I don't know if it's physically even possible.
yeah. Akash,
Talking about kids,
can we somehow
Prince-
transition to how we
Talking
feel
about
sad
kids,
about this? That
Prince Philip also said he had one complaint. He said all of you guys are taking like giving birth to too many children. There's too many people in the world right now. And then the reporter said to him once that you're one to talk because he has like four kids of his own. He just went touche. He just went touche. He's like, you got me. That's one funny part of it.
I mean, that's the same with Prince Charles, right? Like he's also got like 4 kids, I think.
Don't ask me about the royal family.
Yeah, I don't understand. They're no longer in power. I feel terrible that if anyone dies. Okay,
Mainly a
unless-
tourism thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel bad if anyone dies. But the royal
Obviously.
family obsession is
I
something
don't
I just don't understand at all. They are a constitutional monarchy now. भाई प्राइम मिनिस्टर बोरिस जॉनसन वगैरह के बारे में क्या होता है उस पे भी वरीड. हमारा ओके आई गेट पीपल इनसाइड इंग्लैंड माइट केयर. बाहर लोगों को इतना क्यों फर्क पड़ता है?
Yeah, they
I
should
don't
care,
know
right?
why.
उनका tax money सारा वहीं तो जाता है.
Yeah, exactly. I've always said abolish the monarchy. in England.
Yeah, that's how
But
they
I'm-
survive.
I'm saying
Yeah,
those
unka-
Buckingham
yeah.
Palace is a tourist spot and everything.
Isn't it a tourist spot? लोग घूम नहीं सकते यहाँ
It's
पे?
half of it's open, or a quarter
I
of
mean,
it's
but
open.
what is the
People
point? What is the
think
point
move
if you say, if you say like spend 4 million and then earn only 3 million from that, or like well, same thing, like as in it should be a more multiplying factor.
Wait, what are you talking about? Earn 3
As
million?
in, you people say that it's a major tourist attraction, so that is why it's really good. That is their
Mhm.
explanation. But in my mind, I'm like, to maintain that kind of livelihood and all life is extremely expensive. So I'd like to compare those numbers between how much they spend
Oh,
in
so
their
you're
estates and everything.
so you're saying
No, they
monarchy
do
And how much
generate a
money they're
shitload of
bringing
money.
in.
They generate
No,
a shitload of money, but I feel like
Yeah.
no, but the maintenance of that much luxury for anyone
Yeah.
is going to be a huge one. Like India में जैसे
No,
हमारा
but they
norm
do bring a lot of economic
they,
value, right?
you
People
don't
travel
underestimate
to-
how much money they bring in.
People travel
bring
to
in a lot
England for those folks and unke,
Like for their wedding, Harry
palaces,
and Meghan.
weddings.
Yeah,
So
the Harry
पर-
Meghan's wedding that was packed
पर-
everywhere.
पर
People from all
कितनी-
over the world came.
कितनी शादियां
I mean,
होंगी?
I don't think on a country's GDP level, I don't think that matters much.
No,
I don't think it is much
see,
of a value.
Arnav and Akash, you have whichever way you say they draw in people in the long term thing. I don't understand. उनको maintain करके रहना is like, especially after
I
this
don't-
generation passes, I don't see the
eventually,
Long term
organically, it
economy.
will die down. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Like,
think it
I
would
get
die.
it until Elizabeth the Queen is around. I get it. Like it's a era tha unka. It's very hard
It's
to
people
just.
vote, no? It's not
Yeah.
just like that. People vote about it. Obviously, they won the vote last time that really keep the monarchy alive.
No, even if the family का support नहीं है, the palaces which they have built वहाँ पे, whether it's Buckingham Palace, जो भी historic places है, it's always going to draw crowd वहाँ पे, and
Crowd.
you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to understand it.
England
brings-
has a lot of history. If you go to
If they
all
were-
the buildings, it's crazy how much history
Yeah,
they
of
have.
course, they have years of
The
imperial
way that
history,
we've
yeah.
stolen from you guys to villagers and all. That's amazing.
आज से 70-80 years पहले they had the world's biggest, most powerful imperial empire. They had a huge run historically. तो उन्होंने बहुत beautifully बनाया. But reverse में, it's the relics of an old empire also, na? By that
Yep.
same logic, it made
Oh, yeah.
sense 70 years
it will
ago.
that part
It
will
doesn't-
die down eventually.
अभी
It will.
तुम
I
उसको
feel like it
maintain,
will.
तुम उसको maintain करके रखना कि हम एक टाइम पे राजा हुआ करते थे. अच्छा तो
But they will still have to maintain all the palaces and historic.
Yeah,
They will,
but
that
Arnav,
will be the-
imagine if
definitely.
अभी जैसे इंडिया में बहुत सारे जो ओल्ड बिल्डिंग्स को रेनोवेट करके तुम एक फ्रेश कुछ या तो प्राइवेटाइज कर दो, मेक मोर मनी दैट वे. दिस वाज माय पॉइंट. बट या either way,
We'll
Akash,
see
you
what
follow-
happens with the monarchy.
Jaipur का, you should follow Jaipur वाला angle.
No, definitely.
They
I barely
live there,
follow the
but they're
royal
not
family.
supported. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I just saw.
Imagine the money people would pay to live in one of those palaces or like have their weddings in Buckingham Palace. 50 साल के लिए इंग्लैंड विल बी सेट क्योंकि सारे बिलियनर्स जाएंगे
All these
उड़ के उड़ के
billionaires,
वहाँ
yeah.
Yeah, even Akash might consider.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what happens with the monarchy,
by
especially
the way,
after this
I just saw a quick
controversy.
number. I think about 500 million is their expense, and about 1.8 billion is their revenue per year. So they're giving
Yeah,
in 1.3
exactly.
roughly.
They're bringing in a lot.
Obviously,
There's
they
a
would
reason
be-
why they haven't removed it as well. The state, the government, and all.
Because I remember किसी की शादी हुई थी उस family में, and even in US it was a big deal. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
wondering
it was
कि क्या हो रहा है ये?
It was on all
You'd
news
be
channels.
surprised.
Even India.
My parents were sitting and watching it. I'm like, why do you even care?
या मेरे लिए वो है. नो आई गेट, मेरे लिए वो था लाइक मेरे पेरेंट्स को भी बड़ा फर्क पड़ता था. सब बैठ के टीवी पे न्यूज पे दिखा रहे तो वो भी देख रहे हैं. ऑब्वियसली वाली बात होती है ना, जब तक टीवी पे दिखता है लोगों को, टीवी पे वही आता है जो लोगों को देखना है और कुछ तो आता है नहीं. तो एंड उसमें इट इज जस्ट रिडिकुलस हाउ डीपली इन्वेस्टेड पीपल आर इन देयर लाइव्स. वो याद है वो टीवी शो कौन सा था वो, अरे जो फेमस था बॉलीवुड
Crown.
वाइफ्स वाला कुछ था.
Oh.
उसमें वो लेडी चिल्ला रही थी कि हाउ कुड शी
Hollywood
डू
wives
इट, हाउ
किधर आ गया?
how can they
Comparing
stop
the
being a
crown.
princess? How can
Oh.
she not want to be a princess? And I was like, आंटी आप कहाँ बैठे हो बॉम्बे में बैठ के, आपको फर्क पड़ रहा है वो क्या कर रही है वहाँ पे? But still, but yeah. Anyways, हमारा actual topic
Anyway,
क्या
let's
है?
move on. Yes, let's move on to the start of the podcast. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Vele podcast. As usual, I am your host, Akash, and I am joined by my friends, Kevin, Amrit,
What's
and
up?
Arnav. So let's just get straight into it. Today, we're going to talk about the rising cases of COVID around the world, especially specifically
कोरोना
in India.
यार
So
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लोग ऐसे क्यों
हाँ.
बोलते हैं कि कोरोना वापस आ गया जब वो गया ही नहीं था?
No, I don't get that. Corona has
No,
always
no.
been there.
नहीं,
But
I think the perspective was that corona बोल के चीज ही नहीं है. That's what I used to hear.
you're talking about in India, I mean, a lot, no?
Yeah,
नहीं.
they don't care. क्या
Or around the
corona
world.
भाई mask नहीं
Yeah,
पहनना.
they
The reply
don't
is
see
यार
that
corona कुछ नहीं है.
they don't care. Yes, but I think people knew it's there, but people didn't care. It might be more accurate.
Yeah.
Even है भी तो I don't think anyone as creeped out about it in the long run.
So the restrictions have come back, right? Or are coming back. The curfews have already started. Has it started for you guys?
Sort of.
Nice. It's a very
Yeah.
it's a state by state thing. Like currently पुणे में 6 से 6 तक बाहर नहीं जा सकते, शाम के 6 से सुबह के 6 बजे तक. मध्य प्रदेश में 10 से 6 के लिए नहीं जा सकते. दिल्ली में 50% रेस्टोरेंट कैपेसिटी और अप्रैल 30 तक स्कूल सब बंद है.
At least even in Jaipur, the place where my
Jaipur
parents
में
live,
10 to 6.
yeah,
हमारे
No, sorry, 8 to 6.
8 to 6, yeah.
Even in
हमारे
Bangalore,
6 a.m.
there has been
Tanya was
no
telling.
like वो थिंक कि या तो मैं सुना था बैंगलोर में जो भी जा रहा है उनको
You asshole. But yeah.
आरटीपीसीआर टेस्ट वगैरह कराना पड़ रहा था अप्रैल से. लाइक पीपल हैव टू गेट दैट एक्चुअल आरटीपीसीआर टेस्ट, नॉट द एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट एंड गो. But somebody whose family landed on April के फर्स्ट वीक में, पर लाइक किसी ने कुछ नहीं पूछा. ऐसे ही चलेगा.
So and my family and I was so upset with them. उनको मुंबई ट्रैवल करना था. This was a month back or 2 months back. So मुंबई में भी रूल था कि you're supposed to take the negative COVID test. And इंडिया में फर्जी मिलते हैं आजकल. It is sad. People are taking फर्जी certificates and then they're showing it at the airport. And I was like, मैं क्या बोलूँगा उनको?
अर्नव,
By the way,
तुझे पता टेस्टिंग कैसे होती है? जब मेरे पेरेंट्स की टेस्टिंग हुई थी, दे आर हाई रिस्क, दे आर 74 and 70. डू यू नो उनका टेस्ट का कंफर्मेशन क्या है? एक वो लेटर हेड है HLL का, उन्होंने एक्चुअली टेस्ट करवाया. But tomorrow, if I want to make that certificate for any day, I just need to get that photo, put it on Word document. उससे ज्यादा कोई देखेगा ही नहीं.
it should have
कोई
a
नहीं देखने वाला.
standardized. It should have a standardized form of like मतलब
शुरुआत में वही था
like
ना. कोविड टेस्टिंग वाज लिमिटेड टू गवर्नमेंट प्लेसेस, बट फिर उससे उल्टा रिवर्स हुआ ना कि प्राइवेट करना पड़ा, क्योंकि सब लोग गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल जाएंगे. जो गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल जाते वो बीमारी लेके वापस आ रहे थे, तो
when I went to
प्राइवेट
Rajasthan,
टेस्ट किया.
when I came to Jaipur, I actually did a proper test and everything. The strange part is when you go at the airport and they're like, "Do you have a report?" Okay, cleared. They're not checking the report whether ये बंदा is like faking it or nothing like that.
कितने लोगों का
I'm
चेक
like, this
करोगे?
is pointless.
अरे कितने लोगों का चेक करोगे ना, बात ये है ना. और बहुत लोगों का है कि यू गो टू द इंस्टीट्यूट एंड से सर मुझे यूएस जाना है या मुझे सऊदी जाना है, कहीं पे भी जाना है, और मुझे आप एक लेटर मुझे अब दो आप मुझे. तो काउंटर पे जो खड़ा है यार, उसको तो एक प्रिंट बटन कंट्रोल पी करना है ना, आधार के साथ लिंक्ड भी है.
To be fair, even
2000
US
extra
में
हो
भी
गया.
हाल ऐसा ही है. Even US में we don't have any standardized testing कि भाई एक ही you have some hallmark, उस पे ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. It's a literally print out. Anyone can print it out and लोग करते कम है शायद because of fear of वो, but otherwise US में it's very easy.
What Arnav said is the point. Like जिनको डर है वो ढंग से करवा देंगे. जिनको and I think we have a very cavalier attitude towards it also. It's like if it's an issue, then it's an issue. Or नहीं है.
I wish they had a QR scanner. I wish they had a just simple QR scanner or something like.
Kevin,
QR
your parents must have the QR code for the vaccine. Vaccine वाला जो certificate है ना, उसमें QR code सब है and entire details के साथ. वो actually ढंग से कर रहे हैं. But even then, like
yeah, because that's linked with your Aadhaar and all those things, right?
Arnav, private में they are asking for COVID test also Aadhaar. Technically they ask आधार मांगते हैं, but in certain places आपको वो देने की जरूरत नहीं है. Like my parents के लिए मैंने आधार उनका दिया था. That's why I was like,
US में we just get a print out कि तुम्हें वैक्सीन हो गया है. It's not connected to any damn thing right now.
That's weird. Well, Abu Dhabi tracks everything, so they know.
Oh, I saw like it was like some form of a card, right?
Yeah, some places it's a card, some places it's a literal printout of that CDC.
Yeah, I saw one YouTuber hold up a pamphlet जिसमें लिखा था कि I have been vaccinated or something.
Yeah, a card है बस, that's it. And if you lose that card, then there's no. It's hard to.
We have a card as well for the vaccine appointment.
तुम्हारा single dose है 2 dose है? Single dose.
We have
single.
Who? Abu Dhabi में या
US.
So we have both. 2 dose वाले हैं Pfizer, Moderna, and then 1 dose वाला is Johnson & Johnson.
How is Johnson & Johnson?
So far so good. I mean, up tak I have
no
symptoms.
Those symptoms I mean, at least I don't know. When I took my first dose, I had body ache, but they warned you that this will happen.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
one day I was knocked out completely. Like I had severe headache, body aches, flu,
But you
but that was
recovered.
only for one day. Yeah.
But I think that's the weird thing, na, Kevin. Like, I mean, since my change for you, technically we can't even take the vaccine under 45 यहाँ पे
No.
right now. We
Under
can't take-
45, right?
Yeah, 45. We 45.
Which I'm really happy that, like, you know, they didn't. I'm so happy that they didn't like say that, okay, people who can afford to like private can go and do that. Like, I'm so glad that it was happened. Everyone is held to that rule. I'm so glad that they
Yeah,
did
but still,
that,
पता है
right?
Kevin, उसमें inequality इतना ridiculous है. It's unbelievable. हमारे
People are getting
हम
by the under 40
Yeah,
also.
that is
मजे में
true. I mean,
सबको
that
मिल
is
No,
that is
forget
always
that.
going to
भाई
happen.
वो तो भूल की side
No,
route
I
का
was
हफ्ता का
offered.
होगा.
I was told someone who I know told me,
Anyway,
like, if you
200
want,
रुपए
we can
देकर
get it done. I
It
was
sounds
like,
like
no.
a shady drug deal, Kevin. Like, they
No,
told
no,
me
but
someone
but
offered
No,
see,
me.
someone told me.
Yeah, यहाँ पे you go to any government hospital especially in the more rural areas, you can get it ahead. You can skip the line get. But the thing is, अगर आप officially जाते हो तो आपको आधार कार्ड देकर कोविन ऐप की जो वेबसाइट है वहां पे जाके सेल्फ रजिस्टर करना पड़ता है. And I had such a terrible conversation with an uncle who is 50 years old who works at our office. तो मैंने वो बोल रहे थे कि he saw me giving to my parents, and उस वक्त 55 की एज लिमिट का अनाउंस हुआ था.
Correct.
तो my parents are both above 70, so they fall in that 65 above. उसमें तो उनका ही they were directly सबसे पहले इन लाइन की इनका हो सकता है. तो he was like, अच्छा इनका हो रहा है तो मेरा भी हो सकता है. तो मैंने कहा अंकल जब 50 और उसका होगा तब हो जाएगा. मतलब हाँ मुझे क्या चाहिए होगा. मैंने कहा आधार कार्ड चाहिए होगा बस और आपका लिंक्ड फोन नंबर. तो मैं बड़ी बेवकूफों की तरह आई एम सेइंग दिस विदाउट थिंकिंग कि इफ इज ईदर वन ऑफ दोस थिंग. उनके पास वो नोकिया 1100 वाला फोन है और वो मुझे ऐसे घूर रहे हैं. लिंक्ड फोन नंबर मतलब मेरे पास मेरा ड्राइवर्स लाइसेंस और वो है, इससे काम नहीं हो. एंड एट दैट मोमेंट आई हैड नो आंसर. So फिर then like I was like I got him in touch with somebody who could give a better idea. But then I was just thinking like he is in a position where he has enough people like who will ask him, and we were all invested in trying to get him to do it. Because now so many other people who don't have that document, I can't even imagine. And हमारी population कितनी करोड़ है भाई? Can you imagine how many few people
but
will actually have those
I was-
documents to get registered and get it?
I know someone who, like, the doctor just said, okay, I'll give you a parchi where it says you're an asthmatic patient and doesn't matter what your age is, you'll fall in the category. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Person with
I told that
comorbidities
person, like,
है.
what you're doing is absolutely like doing it wrong to the community.
अभी जो
It's
आकाश
not
ने
right.
जो आकाश ने
People
इशू मेंशन किया भाई, सबसे बड़ा कांड वही तो है. 4 स्टेट्स डिक्लेयर कर चुके हैं. अब तुम्हें पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड मानना है नहीं मानना, दैट इज नॉट अंडर द परव्यू ऑफ आई थिंक दिस पॉडकास्ट. बट द 4 स्टेट्स डिक्लेयर कर चुके हैं कि हमारे रिजर्व्स कम हो रहे हैं.
Mhm.
So what does that is a logistical issue. They are all
Distribution
opposition.
issue. Yeah.
They are all opposition ruled states. तो तुम्हें अपने आप जो मानना है मान लो. But still, if for huge states, these are not small states. These is
Biggest.
which are the 4? Rajasthan, Punjab, Delhi and
Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. So अगर बोल रहे हैं कि उनकी कम है, population density काफी हाई है इन चारों
So do
जगहों
you
की.
think the
That's why
lockdown period will return in India for that
no.
reason?
Prime Minister has ruled out that there
Yeah,
will be no
that's
more
what I've
national
heard.
lockdown.
No more.
No, not heard. He
नहीं
said
हो
it.
सकता.
कि complete
Yeah.
lockdown हम नहीं कर सकते वापस. It has to be sequence based. Like अभी 4 दिन का तिलक
Containment
दिवस,
zones बनेंगे basically.
टीका दिवस चल रहा है
His
अभी
beard.
4 दिन का.
His beard will protect everyone.
It's a
yeah.
good.
Anyway, but like Kevin told me, I think in our meeting, a very eventful meeting, Kevin told me that in Delhi they started that you have to wear the mask when you're alone in a car as well.
No,
Yep.
they
In
even
Rajasthan
started.
as well.
It was a Delhi High Court में केस किया था कि तुम फाइन कैसे लगा सकते हो जब मैं गाड़ी के अंदर अकेले बैठा हूँ बिना मास्क पहने. तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं तब भी पहनना पड़ेगा. उन्होंने बोला है. Which some people are like, oh my god, they're getting too paranoid. But the thing is, it has to be a habit.
Yeah,
This is not a one-time thing. This is not
Yeah.
a.
that I agree.
Okay, what happens is when you don't wear the mask in your car, you'll get out of the car as well without
Yes.
a mask.
And then it's like, अच्छा मैं गाड़ी से निकला 5 मिनट बाद तो मैंने पहन लिया था. उस 5 मिनट के लिए आप मुझे फाइन कर रहे हो. नहीं इंसान भाई पहन ले. This is a once in a lifetime situation. If you are posh enough to have a car of your own, then you can wear a mask. That is not
Mask,
you.
absolutely.
You are not a वो छोटी गाड़ी हो बड़ी गाड़ी हो. मास्क 5 रुपए और 2 रुपए के भी मिल रहे हैं आजकल. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो. और बहुत जैसे बहुत सारे ड्राइवर जो हमारे यहाँ पे दे रैप दैट हैंकी एंड वो बड़ा वाला टावल वाला जो टॉर्च नहीं होता केविन, उसका एक
Yeah.
वर्जन दे टाइड. देयर आर मेनी लोकल वेज ऑफ डूइंग इट आल्सो. अगर आपको मास्क खरीदने में दिक्कत है, यू कैन टाई इट अराउंड योर फेस. So it's a very simple thing.
I've seen a lot of people like do a scarf, like whatever you call that neck collar thing that you just pull over.
Yeah.
Muffler, yeah.
Muffler
Oh,
man.
Amrit
muffler.
and Kevin, have you
Yeah,
guys seen a lot of people like not wearing masks at all when you like on your general day going to work, whatever?
North में I have heard and Kevin has experienced. यहाँ
Oh
पे
yeah,
नहीं.
yeah. Bunch of folks.
Not-
I mean, मैंने पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं कि वो
Jaipur-
बाहर घूम ही नहीं रहे होते लोग without.
I don't want to say
Uh-huh.
complete north as well, because when I was in Mumbai also, it was not that different. Mumbai was completely, people were walking around the road wearing no mask, and they were walking in front of police officers also. They were not pulling them over. I'm guessing they're just police officers themselves are busy doing like traffic things and all that.
Yeah.
So they don't have the time to
भाई
do all
केविन
those things. They
कितने
are
लोगों
also
को पकड़ेंगे
overloaded.
वो, कितने लोगों को पकड़ेंगे वो.
Exactly.
भाई मैंने भी वो रैलीज की फोटो देखी.
जयपुर में भी
इलेक्शन चल रहे थे इसलिए. Not a single person was wearing mask in those crowd. And forget about even if they wear mask, right? It's of no use.
भाई the comedy is
crowded area है वो. It's of no use वो mask.
कोरोना के केस राइज होने के सबसे बड़े रीजंस जो अभी निकाले, जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने रिलीज करे हैं और बोले हैं कि सुपर स्प्रेडर इवेंट्स को अवॉइड करो और सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग फॉलो करो और मास्क पहनो. And this is not just one party का fault या any of those things. All parties are holding massive rallies.
Yep.
Massive rallies. I will not name any one party because I am not that stupid to say इसकी गलती है. नहीं, सबकी गलती है.
No,
सारे पॉलिटिशियन.
absolutely.
मेरे जो सर हैं जो मेरी क्लास में, उन्होंने मुझसे बड़ी बहुत काम, उन्होंने बोला you see how much they care for your life because they are telling you to wear mask but each one of them is holding a rally at one place or the other. So what is up, you see how much they care for your life. Like तुम लोग यहाँ पे जानवरों की तरह लड़ते हो इन चीजों पे. And he said it in this very comical way but in an ironic way कि तुम इतना आर्ग्यू करते हो. वो उन्होंने रैली रखी है और फिर वो तुमको बोल रहे हैं कि तुम मास्क पहन के घूमो, जब उनकी रैली में, किसी की भी रैली हो बाय द वे, किसी की भी रैली में कोई भी मास्क नहीं पहन रहा. अरे यार अभी
मास्क हो या ना हो, मास्क हो या ना हो, if you no I was saying mask हो या ना हो, if you're going to stand like stuck to people and all in a crowded place, whether you have mask or not doesn't make a difference anymore.
Yeah.
भाई तुम 6 फीट 2 दूज वो बोलते जा रहे हैं, हम सब एक साथ साइड बाय साइड खड़े चिल्ला रहे हैं, एक दूसरे को गाली दे रहे हैं. आईपीएल की ओपनिंग सेरेमनी में इतने सारे लोग बैठे हैं, एक इंसान ने पब्लिक में मास्क पहना था. आई वाज सो प्राउड ही डिड इट. मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट ऑफ फाइनेंस अनुराग ठाकुर उसने अकेले मास्क पहना. उसके अराउंड बाकी सारे, दादा ने मास्क नहीं पहना, बाकी सब ने मास्क नहीं पहना.
दादा का तो भी हार्ट का सर्जरी हुई है.
हार्ट इश्यू चल रहा है.
आई वाज वंडरिंग कि यार 2 सर्जरी हुई है फिर भी
भाई
He might have got the vaccine, so that is why he's sitting aram se.
Who knows?
There is no, even if they got the vaccine also, side effects
that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
There are so many health risks.
I don't understand. You can still get a vaccine and still you have a small chance of getting corona, right?
No, you have a good chance
No,
of getting
you still have
corona.
yeah.
But thing is, it won't be serious. That's what they say. So even if you get corona, it will be like a common cold.
Yeah, the idea is that you do still wear a mask and don't spread it, even if you've got the vaccine.
This solution has not reached risk disease prevention. It has reached risk prevention के स्टेज में ही है ये, कि हम आपका रिस्क लेवल ड्रास्टिकली काफी रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं until as हम नेचुरल एक हर्ड इम्यूनिटी ऑफ सॉर्ट्स बिल्ड करें. बट याद रखना पड़ेगा, छोटे कंट्रीज में हर्ड इम्यूनिटी बनाना मोस्ट सेंसिबल है. दे हैव लेसर पॉपुलेशन. हमारे कितने करोड़ है भाई, जो सेकंड लार्जेस्ट पॉपुलेशन के नाम पे इतने खुश होते हैं.
वो भूटान ने एक हफ्ते में सबको वैक्सीनेट कर दिया जो भी एलिजिबल थे लोगों को.
But they can, right? They can do stuff like that. And भाई भूटान के केस में they have done a good job. But पहले उन्होंने बोला था 1 हफ्ते में कर लेंगे शुरुआत में. Then they had to extend that date a lot because it was also not possible. But still,
yeah.
But that's the thing. Like they can with that population.
Look at Australia. Look at Australia, how they have controlled us. The same thing. I mean,
Israel.
The ability, like space here.
All these countries actually
Israel,
you can travel normally too as well. You do not need any documentation, any PCR test.
Australia you cannot travel.
Fly.
Australia you cannot
I don't
travel.
know, but New
In
Zealand
fact,
has blocked
Australia is
India.
not even letting their own citizens in. They said
Yeah,
700
Australia.
people is the limit we can accept per day,
Bhutan
and
is
they will be
allowing.
put into institutionalized quarantines, not
नहीं,
your homes.
Australia में I think one of my Tara's friends was telling कि उनको she can't fly out and come back here because उसे पता नहीं है कि ये वापस जाने देंगे या नहीं and all of that.
No,
Australia has always been strict on airport security and everything like that.
but they can afford to do it, right? I mean, for
Yeah,
them it's
exactly.
easier to put in all those rules and regulations. India के लिए it's impossible.
So back on topic, do you guys think this curfew will actually help in any way?
No. I think
कैसे?
ये बस नाम क्या है ये कर्फ्यू इज नॉट आकाश ओरिजिनल जब हमें स्प्रेड कंटेन करना था तो
Yeah.
बिल्कुल लॉजिकली सोच जब कंटेन करना था तब लॉकडाउन की while it was extreme in many ways to people and certain sections were underrepresented in the way to in उनके साथ क्या होगा like migrant laborers and stuff it was required it was an effective decision taken in a prompt way which was needed at that point like it or not it was needed तुम्हें जो कहना opinion your whole opinion does not count to the number of people उस point पे infect होते तो क्या होता तब बट अभी ये हम दिस इज जस्ट अ गेम ऑफ हमने रूल बनाया कि रात को तुम बाहर नहीं जा सकते और तुम कोई वैसे भी अच्छा आई नो आई एम ओल्डर बट उतने ज्यादा लोग एनीवेज कहाँ बाहर जा रहे थे
नो कर्फ्यू हो या ना हो अगर तुम कर्फ्यू 8 बजे के बाद घर जाके बैठो और उसके पहले पूरा दिन ऐसे
बाहर घूम रहे हो
मास्क के बिना कोई पॉइंट ही नहीं है
No, there
कुछ
is no.
पॉइंट ही नहीं है उसका
हम it's just a it is a gimmick now कि हाँ हमने रेस्टोरेंट्स में 50% कैपेसिटी तुम में से कोई गया गिनने के लिए वहां पे कि 50%
No, I mean
लोग बैठे
it does affect. It will help it, but it's not going to help by a huge number because we
No,
have
no,
we have to understand.
Arnav, that na, even if it stops a few people, a complete
Yeah.
lockdown is the only thing that stops people. You can't have a complete lockdown because economy will crash. And people cannot sustain it. People are still not recovered from the 6 months that went last year. तो इस अभी वापस जब मुश्किल से उठ के आ रहे हैं, then हालत खराब. Maximum it can be a deterrent, but still if people have unfettered access. अभी जैसे वही है ना what was supposed to change is कि एक साल में we become more mask oriented and क्या कहते हैं ऐसी activities जो are redundant जो उनके लिए हम बाहर ना जाए या ऑनलाइन फोकस करें या हाइजीन इंप्रूव हो none of those things have happened like one thing I'm happy about it हम यहाँ पे केरला में स्पेसिफिकली लोगों के बीच अभी स्टिल मास्क पहन के घूमने का वो है like people wear a mask at all times I have not seen too many people मेरे एरिया में at least
Amrit, the biggest problem to that is they'll wear masks to the way of where they to the location and then remove their mask. So it is
it is
so
Kevin,
pointless.
Kevin on the road, but Kevin, the essential problem with the whole masking thing was कि how much can we stop? वो reproduction rate जो था उसका वो reduce कितना छोटा रख सकते हैं पर मान ले तू घर जाके उतार के रख रहा है एटलीस्ट रास्ते में जाते वक्त तूने बाकी पूरी कॉलोनी को नहीं दिया ना दैट इज द ओनली स्मॉल पार्ट और लॉजिक ऑफ इट यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट कि इट इज यूजलेस जब तुम घर जाके उतार दो जब लोगों के बीच में
I know यार शादियों पे मैं गया ना शादियों was the biggest example like to the shadi people are wearing mask and at the shadi where there are like 50 to 100 people you're removing your mask
अबे 25 की
my own family did this and I had to force them to wear the mask
भाई 25-30 की लिमिट है 150 लोग बैठे हैं वहां पे और बोल रहे हैं हाँ बस 50 लोग ही तो थे मजाक है तो वही है यार अब देख एक हद के बाद वही है देख मैं आई हैव लिव्ड दिस लाइफ ऑफ अ स्कैर्ड कावर्ड अब मेरे पेरेंट्स के हेल्थ के साथ फॉर लास्ट 10 years तो मैं उनको फर्स्ट डोज ऑफ वैक्सीन हो चुका है 10 दिन में उनका नहीं 7 दिन में उनका सेकंड डोज है ठीक है तो उसके बाद मुझे पता है दे विल बी लाइक अब कोई रोक नहीं सकता मुझे पता है एंड आई हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट आई कांट से एनीथिंग क्या बोल सकता हूँ
Yeah, you can't control. I mean, आप
क्या बोलेंगे?
कैसे restricted कर सकते हैं?
एंड बाय दैट लॉजिक देन आई रियलाइज बाकी जनता को कौन रोकेगा कौन रोकने वाला है आपको चिल्ला के बोलते हुए लॉकडाउन लोग चप्पल मारेंगे वापस मैं नहीं बैठा
I think इंडिया में अगले 1 महीने वापस वही केसेस बढ़ते रहेंगे then it will again eventually come down. एक तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इलेक्शन खत्म होने चाहिए as soon as possible.
हो
गए
I really think
रिजल्ट आ जाए एक बार then
we can have
chapter close.
really
Yeah.
postponed these elections by 6 months it wouldn't have made a big difference at all
Oh, Kevin,
Kevin.
it would have been a much bigger political war.
yeah it would there are certain things which in Kevin हम उस ideal world में अभी तक exist ही नहीं करते जिसमें वो elections ना हो पाते because the logistical political and administrative repercussions of delaying any election by that period are much worse and much worse as in कि ये सारे पार्टी वाले ना 6 और महीने के लिए सड़क पे वो प्रोटेस्ट या कुछ ना कुछ पागलपंती कर रहे होते हैं किसी भी पार्टी की हो मेन पार्टी हो ऑपोजिशन हो जो भी है तो थैंकफुल जैसे अर्नब ने कहा ऑप्शन नहीं है, जब तुम डेमोक्रेसी पे चल रहे हो तो तुम्हें खत्म करना ही पड़ता है, बट उसके नाम पे जो इन्होंने लोगों के साथ करा है ना, दैट्स ridiculous.
And I was wondering, and I think no one is afraid now, which I still don't get it. मैं वहाँ रह नहीं रहा, मुझे पता नहीं, but people are not afraid of COVID. In a way, it's a good thing, but at the same time, people who get affected eventually, they are screwed. But
I mean, नहीं Arnav, I think that's the difference ना. Our people value dignity more than anything else. I think घर के अंदर बैठ के it has taken such a mental toll on people कि जैसे एक बार गेट खोल दिया गया ना, अब it's like हमें नॉर्मल चाहिए. I asked my dad, I was like, आपको लगता नहीं है like we are, लाइफ ऐसे चेंज हुई है, थिंग्स हैव फाइनली कम टू वो, आपको नहीं लगता कि आपको घर के अंदर बैठना चाहिए? एंड आई, my mom and dad both use the words, we feel like we are being choked inside, घर के अंदर बैठ के घुटन हो, like I can't, like I need to see outside. मैंने कहा बैल्कनी है, बैल्कनी में बाहर जाके देखो जिसको देखना है, but it doesn't count. And for me, like I don't know, maybe we grew up in a different way. मेरे लिए it was like यार बीमारी चल रही है बाहर, why should I go outside unless I need to? ऑफिस का काम मेरा लैपटॉप पे हो जाता है, तो I don't particularly need to go there
अपन तो उस
directly.
privileged section में, because I was talking to my mom and हमारी फैमिली में एक उनकी शॉप है मुंबई में, स्टेशनरी की शॉप है, राइट? सो आई वाज टॉकिंग टू देम कि आपने क्यों शॉप खुली रखी, राइट? उनको बोलो बंद करने को शॉप, वी डोंट, आई मीन राइट नाउ हेल्थ इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड शी सेड वेरी कैजुअली कि उनके स्टाफ का क्या होगा, दे डोंट केयर, दे वांट टू अर्न देयर लाइवलीहुड. पिछले एक साल आप उनको पे कर सकते हो, राइट? बट till what time you'll keep paying them without any work and without any revenue? So अपने लिए obviously it's a privilege कि we are able to sit inside and do our work, but majority of India में लोगों को अभी बाहर निकलना पड़ रहा है.
Arnav, that is a very fair point, and that was why मैंने लॉकडाउन वाले पॉइंट में कैस्टर डाल के बोला कि लाइक लॉकडाउन हमारे जैसे लोगों के लिए बहुत अच्छा था. People could get away with it. Urban जो super dense थे, but the migrant issue, laborers का issue, जो ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडस्ट्रीज में है, जो गिग इकोनॉमी में काम करते हैं, जिनकी
डेली वेज वर्कर्स का तो
उनकी वाट लग गई. But in the same way, the people who are breaching majority of these provisions are people who can choose not to. Is also my point. जो लोग बाहर नहीं जानने से जिनकी बड़ी
I don't know if you can say it majority, because
no, okay,
people are going to election rallies.
Majority word भी काट लो, majority word काट लो. मान लो जितने मेरे पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस में, I should say पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस, I don't know the exact number, right? Majority means कि I'm generalizing. मेरे पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस में the people who are going out and who should not go out are people who can very easily sit at home.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when I see celebrities and all these folks, मुझे लगता है कि okay, you guys don't have to work. When I actually felt bad कि Sachin, when he went and played those series कहीं पे, कोई world road safety series or whatever, those things could have been postponed easily.
Where was that held?
India में कहीं हुई थी शायद, लखनऊ में, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but somewhere in India. And then
even
that was unnecessary.
Bollywood superstar like Akshay Kumar has got COVID. All these people have got COVID.
No, actually, I don't blame them, because end of the day, बहुत सारे लोगों का livelihood बच रहता है. If they don't go and act right, वहाँ पे लोगों को जो working staff है, they
hot boys, everything.
salary, yeah.
नहीं, and that's
a complicated situation.
I can understand.
And see, for something like an IPL also, and the amount of revenue it generates for people, I mean, you get all of it. A lot of people are involved. It's just that, just like NBA जैसे bubble हुआ था, NBA bubble में हुआ था, and like अभी इंडिया की इंग्लैंड वाली टेस्ट सीरीज also was done in that way. And रोहित शर्मा ने कहा था like we should be very happy that we just get to do what we love. A lot of people don't get that chance. So logic that comes with it is कि follow the rules ना भाई. आप टीवी पे हो यार. There is this point where this guy says, "Oh yeah, Pragyan Oja, former Indian player, वो उसके साइड में बंदा मास्क ऐसे निकाल के ऑन कैमरा, भाई आईपीएल है, सब देख रहे हैं, 60 लाख लोग हॉटस्टार पे देख रहे हैं, उतार के वो बात कर रहे हैं, मास्क कैसे पहन रहा है, एंड द कैमरा गाय has focused on him for 20-25 seconds, okay, as a huge chunk, and the guy is playing with his mask ऐसे.
And you know, उस मुझे I thought बंदे ने जानबूझ के निकाला just to show his face on camera. मुझे actually लगा वो वाला, क्योंकि मैं भी आईपीएल का गेम देख रहा था. I thought कि प्रज्ञान ओझा ने मास्क निकाला नहीं है, but उसके जो बाजू वाला बंदा था, ये unknown person, he removed his mask twice.
Sir, I didn't understand. I was like, why? ये क्यों हो रहा है? Like,
maybe he wanted to be on camera, babe. His mom was probably watching or something.
He's at the IPL opening ceremony. He's quite made in life. I don't think उसको और कोई. I don't understand. See that is what my I'm irked more by people who can avoid it. Like मैंने अपने parents को ऐसे बोला कि like ये crime है अगर आप बाहर जाओ, but clearly बात तो मानते नहीं है. But वो it's very fixed in people's mind that they have to go. जैसे हमारे मेरे.
But I was really happy though. Like I saw Lati being used in like on these like college kids. They were sitting on the right next to the road and having juice, and it was 750. Pakad ke ek baar police officer came. I was at the signal when I saw that. The lathi was coming right at them. It was like 7:50. The coffee starts at 8 o'clock. Why aren't you going home? Why are you sitting there and having juice?
केविन, हमारा ऑफिशियली ट्रांजिशन हो गया ना, मतलब तूने लोग बच्चों को देखकर बोला बच्चों
Kevin enjoys watching kids getting beaten. Basically, that's the story.
और अभी इंडिया में सिर्फ 1% पॉपुलेशन फुल्ली वैक्सीनेट हुई है, एंड इमेजिन देयर इज कितना लंबा रास्ता है अभी इंडिया के लिए.
Oh God.
भाई दैट्स द थिंग राइट, हम दूसरे कंट्री से कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते. हमारा जो पॉपुलेशन इस नंबर है, वी कैन नॉट इमेजिन.
I think we
Yeah,
need to stop shipping all our vaccines and first figure out what to do with our own people in the first
अब आई थिंक
place.
नाउ आई थिंक इंडिया के पास है ही नहीं
Yeah.
करने के लिए.
Now, yeah, they don't have.
भाई
they're like-
today remdesivir, the antibiotic used in corona के उसमें its export has been banned officially India में. आप उसको production has been amped up and वो तो देश के अंदर भी पहले बांटेंगे उसको. तो
But I think उस टाइम इंडिया के पास केसेस कम थे, तो they were sending it, but now in India
then
even
अब करने भाई
Yeah,
see,
unless it's an emergency reaction, definitely send a few emergency. Don't, because your
for
own
the
people
smaller
are like in the worst
countries,
state.
for the smaller countries which have deep
Exactly.
requirements, और जिनका आया, और countries जिनके पास self production का वो है नहीं यार. See, we have to think on all. One of the biggest reasons why it was exported, तुम्हें जो भी मानना है, PR हो कुछ भी हो, one of the biggest reasons was कि हमारे पास वो production capability है. That is a fantastic thing.
Correct.
कुछ भी बोलो, India has a fantastic capability of production, and people were like कि ये दवाई को storage में एक point के बाद रख नहीं सकते, जो AstraZeneca वाला वो जो था. तो इसलिए then it makes sense instead of it rotting here, बाहर जाए. लोगों की मदद करना यार इंडिया के लिए नंबर 1 ह्यूमैनिटेरियन कॉज है वो. बट अगर यहाँ पे 4 बड़े स्टेट्स जो हमने नेम किए थे वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारा वो खत्म हो रहा है, then yes we should start
Yep.
thinking.
So हुआ ना, I think consequently
Absolutely,
they are
yeah.
trying to put a case on Serum Institute कि उन्होंने कहा था वो वैक्सीन अब तक भेजी नहीं है, बट वो कह रहे हैं कि अब तक नहीं भेज रहे वैक्सीन अभी. कौन सी कंट्री है वो? I think they are trying to
I
put a
don't-
case on India or something.
पूरे इंडिया पे केस डालेंगे. नहीं, but we have done a lot of good in this work, right? Obviously some things will go wrong, but India has done a lot of positive with the vaccine specifically.
Because I was watching that Serum Institute के ओनर का, and वो कह रहे हैं कि हमें तो फंडिंग चाहिए to ramp up the vaccination.
3,000 करोड़ चाहिए.
3,000 करोड़ का, and it's not a small amount for him, but
पता है, पहले उसने जब 3,000 करोड़ बोला ना, मैंने कहा माल्या के पास उतने थे ना. माल्या ने उतने छुपा रखे हैं कहीं पे, उससे लेके आओ. That's all I thought.
And-
Yeah.
Anyway, let's shift gears now. Hopefully, everything gets better in India and around the world. Let's
Thanks,
hope for that.
Akash.
Now let's shift gears to another sad news or funny news or whatever you want to say. LG leaving the smartphone market. I want to talk about this and just talk about smartphones in general, how they've evolved. But yeah, Kevin, as a LG owner, the life's good owner,
You know, it is.
how are you feeling about this?
This is from 10 years back, by the way.
Amrit used to
I
make so
had a
much fun of
LG
me.
phone 10 years back.
Life's good. Leta hai phone and everything. Amrit
Same,
used to
eh?
make fun of him. Yeah. But you had, Kevin, you had one of the most popular LG phones actually they made, the Voyager, the keyboard thing. Amrit had a funny story for the keyboard buying
Oh,
when Kevin was first going to buy the keyboard.
I really wanted that phone now, not then. Then I thought it was lame, but now I want that phone. All touchscreen
But
phones keep breaking.
Kevin,
But
Did
it's I mean, I think that phone was crap, but it did its purpose, I guess. Like, it was one of the first Android phones at that point. Like, I mean, it was Android at the initial stages.
it was good
So
for
it,
its
like,
time. At the
It was
time,
it was
after one-
okay for its time. I mean, and it you get it for free. You're like, I mean, you can't complain much. Basically free. Like, it's like $50, $50 or less than that.
Amrit
So,
is
like,
looking
you're
to
like-
buy it now. He's looking like, अबे मिल रहा है अभी क्या?
नहीं भाई, वो हैदराबाद को 40 रन चाहिए 2 ओवर में. मैं वो देख रहा हूँ.
But yeah, but yeah, Kevin, did you shed a tear when LG left the
No, I
smartphone
was so
market.
happy.
But I
भाई,
admit this.
आकाश,
LG
मैं
has
हंसा
something
था.
crazy.
अरे अरे, तेरी कहानी किसी को नहीं सुननी, सब बोरिंग बातें बोलता है. मैं तुझे काम की बात बताता हूँ. पता है मेरे साथ क्या
बता.
किया था? एलजी ने 5 साल पहले मेरे साथ बहुत गंदी चीज करी थी. मेरे पास ना वो गूगल वाला फोन था. मुझे नहीं पता था गूगल खुद फोन नहीं बनाते, वो एलजी को देते हैं
Nexus.
अपने फोन बनाने को. हाँ.
Yeah.
और
Oh
मैंने
yeah, I
तो
did have
ए,
a
ए, ए,
LG
तो
phone.
ए, ए, एक दिन मुझे मैसेज आया, उसमें कहा सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट. मैंने कहा ले ले अपडेट. तो मैंने उसको, उन्होंने बोला चार्जर से कनेक्ट करो. मैंने कहा कर लेता हूँ कनेक्ट. अगले दिन सुबह, अब तो यार मैं तो नॉर्मल टाइम पे 3-4 बजे सुबह सो जाता हूँ, तो फिर 5 घंटे में मैं उठा, फोन उसके बाद कभी ऑन नहीं हुआ. आप बताओ गलती किसकी है?
This is you must have done something. I cannot believe this would
Yeah.
happen. This is something you have very bad luck with tech or handling tech.
Did
I
you-
don't even know if it's bad
did
luck.
भाई
It's
उसने
probably just
बोला
stupid.
सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट है और चार्जर से कनेक्ट करो. उससे बियॉन्ड
और
मैंने
तूने बोला
कुछ नहीं
हाँ
किया.
ठीक है.
हाँ, मैंने कहा कर लो अपडेट. मुझे क्या है, उड़ गया, पूरा उड़ गया. आज तक आया नहीं वापस.
Very good. We've
That's-
had.
Did
I said
Amrit,
two.
Amrit, tell the truth. Did you drop some coke on it? Or did you
नहीं
drop it in
भाई.
coke?
तुम देख केविन, तुम मुझे इतना अच्छे से जानते कि अगर मैंने किया है तो मैं तुम्हें सबसे पहले बता दूंगा कि मैंने कुछ के साथ कुछ टाइम पास किया. This is the only technology which I broke and I was not completely sure कि मैंने क्या किया था इसके लिए. I just
Oh,
pressed the
Akash.
OK button.
I forgot 2011 के बाद I did have Nexus as well, 6P.
Yeah, you had.
So that I did have LG phone. But I think, like, that's the strange part is it was majority of us just like bought it thinking it's a Google phone. We didn't think it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
freaking
definitely.
life's good.
But I'll give them credit. They always tried to innovate on something, even though it didn't work most of the time.
या
That LG Wing
वो
phone.
अच्छे अच्छे
was very
फ्रिज भी
cool.
बनाते हैं. उनके
They
फ्रिज
make
भी
the
अच्छे
best
हैं.
TVs. They make the best TV.
TVs.
वो हाँ शायद.
You have the TV LG.
Oh,
Asshole.
yes.
Even
No,
Arnab
Amrit,
has.
your life. You're surrounded
I-
by life's good, Amrit.
Okay, I didn't know, but okay.
They had to combat like Face ID. They had Vein ID. I remember in one phone where
What?
they look through your hand, your gesture. They called it Vein ID, and
Akash,
they recognize your hand.
to make this
So
interesting
dumb.
for
It never
our
worked.
हमारे जो लिसनर है जो सोच रहे हैं कि एलजी के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं, कैन यू टेल अस एलजी के मेजर फोन्स क्या थे, उनमें अच्छा क्या था और ये कांड शुरू क्यों हुआ? व्हाई एग्जैक्टली
So-
हैव दे स्टॉप्ड मेकिंग?
They had
So
a very
the first-
positive name.
Yeah, life's good. Also, I think the most popular phones was the Voyager, which Kevin had, the Nexus, obviously, and LG Chocolate that used to come. The phone.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's not a smartphone, but I don't remember if it was a smartphone. I think it was like
Was it a
Oh,
chocolate?
just before the smartphone.
So
No,
it's
it wasn't a
life's
chocolate,
good.
they called it.
Life's good with chocolate. I see what they
And
were
then
saying. The marketing
And then
team's
Google used to
amazing.
call their OS like cotton candy or Toblerone or some shit like that. So it's like
Yeah, I
overkill on
remember.
the chocolate at that time. But
Not
yeah, those were the
not
three.
Toblerone. It
So-
was cotton candy.
Ice
or
cream
whatever
sandwich.
rubbish. Kit Kat or
Oh, yeah.
whatever rubbish. But yeah, so the reason this happened, I know what Amrit trying to lead into, but it's not. LG didn't have that reason for backing out of the smartphone market. It was just that it wasn't making enough money for them at all. So they just closed down that market and told focus on other things. But this was going to go into the topic of the chip shortage that has been happening around the world.
Oh yeah,
Basically.
for cars.
So that's why one of the main reasons for cars, for PS5s, Xboxes, that they've been scarce resource,
Yeah.
a scarcity of them basically.
In
Unsa
US,
chip?
it's a big
Supply.
worry. Like almost like GM factories
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Ford factories are all down because they don't have chips to put in cars. So like almost like 20,000 people don't have job currently. It's like for 2 weeks, next 2 weeks at least.
But ये
So
chip
there's a lot of,
shortage
like-
आया कहाँ से? कैसे शुरू हुआ था ये?
So because of Corona, right, there was a lot of the demand for certain products reduced. So there are very few producers of these chips. Like they are like China is one of the major ones, semiconductor. They're one of the biggest producers of semiconductors because semiconductors have rare earth material. So it is only a selected group that makes these things. So when Corona hit, nobody was buying cars and nobody was buying like expensive electronics. So they all switched to like phones and like they started focusing on chipsets for phones and all those things. So now that the market is coming back up, the demand for cars and all the big electronics, expensive electronics has gone back up. But these companies did not anticipate that. They thought it'll still stay in, so they don't have an inventory. So now that's why US is struggling, and like you, especially the auto industry is currently in a very dire need of these chips.
So Kevin, China के सिवाय और कोई main producer नहीं है इसका?
It's, I think majority of it for cars, at least I know, is all China. Even
technology, Apple had to
motorcycles.
delay the iPhone 12 when they announced it because of chip shortages, and I'm sure
There are
there's going to
some.
be further delays. Samsung is also delaying stuff because of their chip.
I mean,
कौन सी
there's
country?
a lot of this
Taiwan जो
Korea's
भी है,
as well.
even Taiwan, Korea, they all
Taiwan,
are-
yeah,
they're
Finland.
big manufacturers.
Yeah,
Hmm.
these are some of the companies that are.
तो इसका LG से डायरेक्ट वो क्या था कि just because इनका भी सप्लाई रुक गया है तो इसका
No,
कोई
LG
mean-
का नहीं है.
LG
LG
का
का
नहीं
in
है, that's
general.
not it. This
Just
LG
in
just in
general-
general
this is-
general
weren't
Asia,
making
okay.
enough money.
मैंने सुना
to-
कंटिन्यूअसली 20-25 क्वार्टर से वो फेल कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ हुआ था, उनको लॉस ही हो रहा है LG को.
Yeah.
No,
In the
apparently,
smartphone market was
There's
specifically
huge-
they had to reorganize funds.
apparently Biden is meeting all the like Intel ka team and some of the, so US also manufactures a lot of chipsets for like specific devices like healthcare devices and like very niche market wale cheeze. So
Okay.
but they don't do these mass produced
Mass
things.
production.
So now they are working on like alternate plans that they need to like figure out what to do to help these things. So yeah. And
So
that
for
if
me-
US is affected, we are also go like India and a lot of the other production countries, like manufacturing countries like Brazil, are all going to get affected. Mexico, etc.
Indian government ने announce किया है $1 billion for each of the company who sets up their manufacturing plant in India as a cash incentive, which is huge. $1 billion cash incentive for any company who sets up a plant.
Isn't Apple setting up a plant in India?
बैंगलोर में था ना
Already
उनका
set
plan?
up, bro.
I think शुरू हो गया
Already
एक
set
plant
up?
तो.
Yeah, I think so. The
They are
next
already
iPhones will be
making-
assembled in India.
No,
I
all
think
the
Samsung,
iPhone
Apple,
Rs,
they all are.
all the cheaper iPhones are all already made in India.
Even
Already
12 भी शुरू हो
assembled.
गया. Even iPhone 12 is being manufactured in India.
And that also they're hoping it will cut the cost of the iPhone 12 prices in there, so it will sell more.
No, economics का idea.
I don't think
नहीं
they
है.
will. I think it's iPhones are like a brand value.
Brand,
It's a
thing.
luxury.
yeah.
It's a luxury good.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, it's marketed and given like a luxury good only. तुम pay
The
कर रहे
cheaper
हो,
iPhones I'm talking about.
तुम
The
brand value
mini.
की वजह से तुम
Yeah.
कर रहे हो. या the SE वाला नहीं आ रहा था. वो
Yeah.
उस सब में they may give you.
Those are
cheaper.
horrible
But the-
phones. Even the R is a horrible phone, to be honest. For
I
the
think it's
amount
fine,
of
but
money
it's
you
got all
spend.
the same internals
For the
as
money you spend. Absolutely
I'm sure
crap.
there are more. But anyway, I was going to say that isn't it funny how fast the smartphone market evolved completely? I was going to get onto that point. That I remember Nokia used to rule the roost kind of thing. Everyone had a Nokia phone, and Nokia it felt like released a new phone every month nearly. They had some
Yeah.
new model, and it was crazy
And-
that these guys were dominating like the cell phone market. Then BlackBerry came into picture, from what I remember. Also, there was Motorola in between and everything with the Razr and all. And
Sony
BlackBerry
Ericsson.
came- Sony Ericsson chhod de. But I guess their camera was always there. But Sony Ericsson chhod de. But then BlackBerry came, and at least in Abu Dhabi, everyone had a BlackBerry. Even students, kids who don't have any business. To
Yeah,
do,
that
they had a
BBM used to be
BlackBerry.
such a big
Yeah.
deal.
BBM
It
used
became
to
a trend, Akash. It just became a trend.
Yeah, Kevin will remember. Like Kevin, how many people in your school probably had BlackBerry?
And the strange thing is that it all of a sudden it became like a case thing. Like, okay, you know what? Monday I'm going to put a yellow case on it.
yeah.
And Tuesday I'm
It
going
was-
to put a green or a pink thing. I'm like,
Oh
dude,
my
you've got a
God.
lot of problems in life.
कुछ भी.
यार सही में कैसे issues हुआ करते थे लोगों के.
No, this became like BlackBerry. I'm like that phone. First of all, looks disgusting. On top of that, you put a yellow case on it. It like just want to like puke all over it.
Yeah, I always got annoyed at
Disgusting.
BlackBerry because the keyboard were too small for my fat thumbs to press.
Oh yeah, those
I pressed
keyboards
like
were.
6 keys every time I try to press one button. But everyone loved them, man. Here, the trackball and everything. People were
Apple
going crazy.
changed everything.
Then Apple came with I think in 2007. iPhone.
Yeah,
first
6, 7,
iPhone.
8 क्या उस time के आसपास, yeah.
And at that conference, actually, Steve
No,
Jobs'
I
conference,
think
you can find it online. Is really like hype kind
I
of thing. The way
I
he
don't think until
introduced the
iPhone 4 is when it like kind of revolutionized and like the market share all came towards Apple completely.
नहीं, yeah,
iPhone
that
4
time
was like
changed
a
उस time पे,
huge
but the first iPhone, what it did was it includes that multi-touch thing which none of the phones ever had. So you
Yeah,
could
multiple.
actually do multiple things, and उस time पे none of
अर्नव
the phones had that
उससे
option.
पहले किसी में भी टच स्क्रीन का ऑप्शन नहीं हुआ करता था.
No, there were
Touch
touch
screen
screens, the
with-
Palm, but it was
Yeah.
with the stylus, or it wasn't as
Yeah.
good as Apple's.
like HTC.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah,
me
Apple
the
was a
for me it was like Apple के फोन में like मुझे लगा स्कूल में एक बच्चा डिस्क्राइब कर रहा था and I thought he was just like talking about magic or something. He was like ऐसे सामने स्क्रीन है and you do ting 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 like the screens will flip and it's like okay that can't actually be true. But then I saw the ad and then I saw an actual iPhone. It's like wow, that actually exists.
But yeah, it's so intuitive, right? Is that when now we take it for granted, obviously, because we've had it for so long. But the way it works, all the now smartphones work, is amazing. But yeah, it's just going through down that
But
memory lane.
which is
Yes,
weird.
yeah.
No one was able to keep up with them.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, was it Nokia's thing was just like they never thought this smartphones would ever exist, or these touch phones would be very popular? I wonder
Yeah.
why they just fell behind the curve.
It would be very interesting कि उनके executives ने क्या decide किया कि like they never even,
Yeah,
or maybe they
But-
they were never able to crack that technology. Who knows?
maybe. And Nokia went crazy with their phone designs at one point. Like
Yeah.
they were making anything. They made some like a stick phone or something. They made like
Amrit,
a
are
phone
you
in the shape
making
of a
a-
circle. They made
But नहीं Nokia का phone I just feel it's very weird because अगर हम phones का I thought Nokia was the primary phone. But then one day you wake up and like it just disappeared from the face of the earth for
Yep.
a few years. I thought.
basically
हमारे college years में I just never heard.
Microsoft bought them. No, if I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
wrong.
Oh yeah. I mean Microsoft, whatever it buys, it just screws it up. That's what I think Microsoft is known for. Freaking Skype became so bad
Yeah.
after
But
Microsoft
Kevin,
took over.
you're
They
talking
bought-
about 10 years old ka wo. Now
Yeah,
whatever Microsoft buys, it changes
they
into
bought
gold.
Kevin.
yeah,
They
I'm
bought.
just saying.
They bought Nokia.
They had a time when they were screwing it up.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Nokia. They got Skype. They got the Clippers. Nothing worked. Like सब बकवास ही है तीनों हर
Clippers.
field में. So you know, basically.
I don't. I don't think Microsoft owns the Clippers. A guy who
I-
used to represent Microsoft owns the Clippers.
Yeah, but same difference. Okay, so yeah.
But anyway,
Because
moving
it's
on.
because he started using my Internet Explorer.
Yeah, there was that when Bill Gates was like, we should all be taking vaccine, this and everything like that, pro vaccine. This guy's trying to inject something with my Internet Explorer into us, man. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That was the funniest cover. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. I want to know what you guys have been watching recently. I know what Kevin and I have been watching, but Amrit and Arnav, what have you guys been watching?
Akash,
Bhai-
we watch the same things.
But I just very recently watched a movie called Joji. It's a regional Malayalam cinema movie. Amazon Prime में है. It's about केरला में शेक्सपियर की मैकबेथ प्लस केरला में एक साइनाइड किलिंग्स हुई थी. उनका मिक्स है ये. Very good director. It's a decent movie है. Decent vibe है.
Amrit, don't ruin it. I'm actually watching it. Like I've finished like 30 minutes
I'm-
of it.
भाई decent वो है, decent vibe है. कब मैंने क्या spoil किया मूवी को. But yeah,
No, I was just
Joji
telling
है.
spoiler alert.
या वो बहुत उस मूवी में बहुत ज्यादा लोग को कुछ नहीं होता.
Joji
Yeah.
dies. Who's Joji? I have no idea.
Joji, it's a Fahad
But
Fasil movie.
he's
Interesting है.
he's an
Oh,
amazing
okay.
actor though.
Yeah, I've seen his
amazing
movie.
actor.
तो मैं तुमने हाँ me and you saw Super Deluxe together ना.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I watched the Black Widow trailer. I've kind of felt it was like some kind of a Bond movie or something like that.
It is.
Like,
It's a spy movie. That she was originally a spy, so you're going to have.
okay,
those type of
then I
feelings.
guess it is a
That-
Bond movie.
That was such a underwhelming trailer यार.
But
Really, I
loved
thought the villain
Dusra
was good.
trailer which you mentioned.
Loki का
trailer,
Loki
yeah.
का मुझे बहुत
Loki
पसंद
trailer was good.
It was
Loki
best
trailer was
one.
really good.
Like it
Did
was
you
literally
notice
like,
that
if
it
it
looks
was
like
not
he
a-
meets Black
if it was
Widow
not a
in that?
if it was not a Marvel movie, I would not watch the Black Widow thing at all. I would watch Loki even if it was standalone, separate. It seemed interesting, very weirdly.
Akash.
ये कहाँ से जा
Akash,
रहा है?
Very
who's the
weird
red
and
co-
interesting.
Akash, that a Red Arrow wala character, who was trying to like kill her.
No, that's it's a stupid name, Taskmaster in Black
Okay,
Widow.
let's focus on
Widow.
one trailer. Which trailer are we talking about?
But- Yeah, okay. First, let's do Black Widow, then we'll get into Loki because let's get
Okay.
If you guys didn't like Black Widow, let's talk about the bad first.
Okay, who's
I
the
guess.
other chick in
No,
Black
but-
Widow?
वो जो मम्मी में
Is that
थी
a sister?
She's
Yeah, I think that's a sister.
she's a sister of Black, who will
Hmm.
probably, I'm guessing, take over the Black Widow mantle.
अबे जो विंटर सोल्जर है वही
Oh.
जैसे नहीं जैसे
Winter
विंटर
Soldier?
सोल्जर नहीं
No,
होता समझ नहीं आया तुमको
no.
Okay, got it. So
No,
basically,
Amrit doesn't understand.
Akash, Black Widow has died, right? Avengers में?
Yeah. This is after Civil War. This movie is taking place.
Okay, so it's long time back. उसके पूरी
ये
history और उसमें
थोड़ा-
जाएंगे वो.
ये थोड़ा लेट
Yeah.
नहीं है
That's what I
well,
didn't like. Now their actual characters ended, so you know what the ending is of that character, and then you're
Exactly.
trying to show. Yeah, that's what
So
disconnect.
it'll be
लगा मुझे.
interesting to see how they combat that because
Yeah,
yeah, maybe it's because they didn't expect Black Widow to get a lot of popularity as their
possible.
own other heroes, but people now they've seen that Black Widow's death. People are like, no, and they're like, okay, let's.
Then can they bring a
Actually give them
prequel
that
of
movie.
Iron Man? Because I was actually disappointed
No,
by
no.
that.
Robert Downey Jr. is not doing anymore.
Robert Downey Jr.
I'm
should
sure
just suck
he's
it up
earned a
and
break.
do a movie.
He's earned a break, I'm sure. And I'm sure Marvel's like, we cannot pay. You know, for Spider-Man, he was in 10 minutes of that movie. He earned 10 million.
yeah but that movie makes billions तो like
Yeah.
तुम
So Marvel must have been like, yeah, it's about time to cut. Otherwise, this guy's going to take all our money.
भाई आज से 5 साल बाद अगर होता ना कि there is a timeline in which he returns
no,
लोग ऐसे भाग
100%.
के जाएंगे ना
I feel like
They
100% he'll be coming in and out, I feel. I think in the Black Widow movie, it's rumored that he has a role in that. That's probably his last role as Iron Man.
आकाश
Because
तू ये
it takes
rumor
place.
तू ये rumors कहाँ पे पढ़ता है
Also, another rumor, Farhan Akhtar is going to be in a Marvel movie.
Wait, what?
He's apparently shooting right now.
oh Aladdin
He's
Aladdin.
going to
Aladdin है ना
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be
He's going to-
Aladdin in the Marvel movie.
He's
But
going
he
to
is-
write some poems and say it in that amazing voice.
Oh,
of his.
अरे हाँ अभी तुम्हें याद नहीं है
Don't do
he
that,
went to
Kevin.
अरे he went to Spain और वो टॉयलेट में घुस गया था उसको वहां के वो स्पाई ट्रेनिंग
Oh,
वहां पे तो मिली उसको
Kevin said, Kevin used to say, it all
Puedo
the time,
entrar, por favor.
he used to say it all
He's
the
going
time.
to say that to Black Widow and then
Kevin-
get punched.
केविन ट्राई करता था खुद अकेले टॉयलेट पे बैठे हुए बट या व्हाट वाज
Yeah, so he might be in a Marvel movie apparently, and I think it's
व्हिच वन
no idea. It could be the TV series. I know there's
Yeah,
a
but-
TV series on Pakistani
I
hero
see.
called Miss Marvel.
I
That
see
might be
Loki
maybe-
offering him a halls and telling sir.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what role he has in that. Let's see. I think Arnav is looking it up to make sure. Arnav, did you find anything?
मेरे को पता लगा हमारा होस्ट ही झूठा है कुछ भी फालतू अफवाहें फैला रहा है यहाँ पे
No, bro. Apparently it's
Actually,
true as
yeah,
well.
it is
It's a
true.
small role,
I mean,
most likely.
rumor is true
Yeah.
वेट हाउ डू यू नो
Rumors-
द रूमर इज ट्रू
जो
That
आकाश
is
फैला रहा है
Like a proper news outlets have been saying that it's
yeah
there. So
it's not like
Akash,
some
was it
movie-
TMZ?
it's not some
Akash,
like
was it TMZ?
santavanta.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Kevin,
not santavanta.com.
Kevin, TMZ has really credible
Yeah,
sources by the way.
TMZ is
and
credible.
they
Yeah,
are
by
the
the way.
first ones to report all these
उनको
things.
सब-
A lot of things. A lot of things they report first. But yeah,
What about
so-
Santa Banta? Akash used to sit on that.
yeah. Santa Banta used to be the
यार
Text
Kevin,
of news.
they used to be very funny. They used to be very funny.
Yeah.
उनके बहुत once
It
upon a
started
time
off as
school
the
में थे.
joke videos, Santa Banta.
Okay, let's get back अपने topics पे.
But yeah, so Black Widow. What you guys didn't like it as much? I think the villain is cool, even though the name sucks
It
because
seemed
he
very
copies
generic.
all. He copies all the people's fighting styles. So you see him copy Captain America, you see him copy Hawkeye, you see him copy Black Panther in another trailer as well.
Akash,
So-
did they mention Arrow, Green Arrow in it?
No, Green Arrow's DC.
Okay, never mind.
Hawkeye is their version of
Kevin, why don't you know this about the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah,
man?
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
Kevin.
So,
Okay,
What's wrong with you?
oh
bro?
yeah, Flash. I
Moving-
remember now. Yeah,
moving
Flash
on
is
to
linked with him.
Loki. What did you guys like about
No,
Loki?
Akash, I also want to confirm. Did they say कि Superman और Batman भी आ रहे हैं? नहीं, just in case
Yeah,
Kevin को वो भी doubt है.
they said Snyder cut wale Superman, Batman, Aquaman bhi aa raha hai. He's going to let people sniff his jumper and all that shit as well. But what did you guys think of the Loki trailer? Moving on.
I
Very
just like the
interesting.
concept.
It is different.
Yeah.
Very
Weird,
interesting.
huh?
I don't
Very
know.
interestingly weird.
पिक्चर अच्छी होगी या नहीं मुझे नहीं पता. But वो time वाला angle
TV
के वो
series.
time keepers है and उनको
Yeah.
कुछ set
Yeah.
करना है. And
Very
that
intriguing
dialogue.
for me.
That one thing when he says ना कि like तुम मुझे like I am at the end of this I am going to win or something ऐसा कुछ बोलता है वो. Tom Hiddleston he does it really well. Like it made me excited to watch the movie.
He's
The
a good
Black
actor.
Widow movie. Black Widow
TV
movie seemed
series,
like कि
TV series.
कैप्टन अमेरिका का कॉपी है कि like वो अपने पुराने दोस्त है भाई से लड़ रहा है. सेम चीज ये भी लड़ेगी जीतेंगे और शायद कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा.
I found it interesting. I don't know if you guys realize it looks like he meets Black Widow when she's given her life already. So she's like stuck in that world, technically. Vormir or whatever.
Maybe
it's
because
called.
I mean the place he went to, they are the timekeepers वहाँ पे, and it seems
Yeah,
like
and he's
they're
sitting with her.
sending
It
him
looks like
to correct few things, right? मुझे ऐसा लगा
that he's changed
Okay.
because of his
Yeah.
traveling back.
If
But-
Akash is Doctor Strange also one of the timekeepers?
No. No. He's not. He's not part of that. He was just supposed to be guarding the time stone when that happened.
Okay.
But
I think मुझे
Now,
interesting
no.
इसलिए लगा because that Loki character, it was in a way ended बीच में ही गई. It never reached its true potential. Black Widow and rest of all the Marvel characters, they eventually reach the dead end, right? ऐसा मुझे लगा. Loki was the one which they had to cut it in middle, and then they continued with the rest of the Avengers के characters. So I think that's why Loki, and it was always very interesting because of that guy, उसकी personality उस actor की. He brings so much to the table उस character में. So I think I personally am intrigued by the
True.
time
he's
वाला
a good
angle
actor.
सारा.
He nails Loki pretty well.
Loki, I haven't seen any of his other movies. At least I don't remember. But Loki, he's picture perfect उसके लिए.
He does that very well.
Yeah.
Staying on Marvel, how many of you guys have watched Captain America and the Winter Soldier and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I know Arnav hasn't watched it yet.
I haven't watched the new episode yet.
Okay, I'll say the last episode is probably the best episode so far. for
कितने
me.
episodes हैं आकाश total?
Right now it's 4. There's only 2 more episodes left.
Okay.
And the way it ends, I think Amrit, you might like the way it ends specifically, because the way it ends, it's really good. The way it ends, the last shot is so good. And I don't know if I should go into spoilers or let you guys see it.
अब तेरे सिवाय और किसी ने देखा नहीं है तो
see
स्पॉइल करने का कोई
So
पॉइंट नहीं है.
Kevin wants
Yeah,
to
don't
watch it.
spoil it. Don't
For
spoil
me,
it.
it's my favorite episode of the whole bunch. The 3rd episode wasn't that great, but the 4th episode really was good, like solid. Anyway, Arnav, what have you been watching last but not least? Nothing. I also watched
IPL.
I also watched the Inside the NBA story, whatever, on Arnav's account.
I was wondering कि मेरे इसमें कौन देख रहा है?
I
Kenny
was like-
Smith और Shaq के और
Yeah, I was watching. It was interesting how they made that whole chemistry and everything. It's an interesting watch. And also, I watched.
Oh, where
Invincibles on Amazon.
अर्नव अपना अकाउंट के डिटेल दे.
He's
उसमें
already shared it with us.
WhatsApp group पे अमृत अपने, you can go and check it out.
It's
HBO
just
Max
interesting.
search कर ले.
How they
Okay.
made this chemistry and how they made this group. Even it talks about how Ernie Johnson, how he fought through cancer, and he was still recording during all of
क्या?
it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you can see, and he was fighting through it, and his neck was so badly swollen up, and you can see it, and he still recorded through that, and he was hiding it from everyone, and then it reached a
ये
point where he can't. Right?
बहुत पहले हुआ था क्या ये?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
think
was
so.
a long time ago. He's a cancer survivor. I think his
Wow.
family is a cancer survivor, are full of cancer survivors. But anyway, let us move on to our last topic on that note, to football or sports in general. Football, Kevin, take it away. What do you want to talk about in football?
Yeah, केविन ने
Oh,
हमारी
by the way,
We
I just want to
lost.
say,
We
केविन ने
lost
beat
on
हमारी
this
Atletico.
weekend.
we
केविन
beat
ने
Atletico. I just not Atletico, Porto. Sorry, Porto 2-0.
केविन ने अपनी मीटिंग में बोला था कि he will give people in-depth information about all the leagues. So केविन हर लीग के बारे
Kevin,
में
tell
बताओ.
us, tell us what's going on in the world of football.
I know
Nothing.
Barcelona
My
lost
team is
badly.
losing.
Yeah.
My team
Well,
is
how did
losing.
they lost to Real Madrid? Nah, what was the score?
Yeah. 2-1.
I heard Messi was very angry. He kept taking off his shirt and changing his shirts. But
Clearly, that didn't help either.
Kevin, so forget Messi. Tell us what's going on in the world of football. Pick up where we left off.
No, I think
Yeah, Kevin, talk about the breaking news that Manchester
no,
United
PSG
won the match.
No one cares. He's talking over you. No one cares about that. PSG.
Manchester
Yes.
United. Nobody.
Let's talk
cares,
about
yeah.
bigger clubs.
But like
PSG, Chelsea, Bayern. Yes. All these Champions League.
Okay, there is some club called Chelsea who managed to beat a great club like Porto. I don't know how
Exactly. Kevin,
But,
Kevin,
Hi,
where's
hi.
Barcelona? Kevin, where's Barcelona?
That's the team you beat, Akash.
We got so lucky. Hey, Amritullah.
Abbe,
Our
they-
matches were
they-
either Bayern,
Akash,
PSG,
we
Dortmund,
beat.
and we got
Yeah,
Porto.
I know. You beat the person that though everyone would beat. We beat a team जिनके नाम में grenade है. तू क्या ज्यादा अच्छा किसका है? ज्यादा
Arsenal,
अच्छा किसका
because
है?
they managed to reach the Champions League.
तो वो तो कोटा में घुसे हो भाई. तुमने कुछ खेल के अंदर घुसे थे. What
But
rubbish.
Where on the table are Tottenham, by the way?
6th.
छोड़ दे फिर. Mourinho Bichara is doing
Oh
everything
no,
he can.
Tottenham. So now after United thrashed Tottenham 3-1, उसके बाद United are in second position with 63 and we have a 7-point lead over Leicester City. I feel like my eyes are burning. कि ये
Man
कैसे हो
City,
सकता है?
I feel this is La Liga. I feel
Man
this
City
is
is-
like
Man City
years
is
back
11.
का La Liga
Man City has
table.
played one more game and they're 11 points ahead. उसके बाद देख Leicester 56, West Ham 55, Chelsea 54, Liverpool 52, Tottenham 49, Everton 47, Leeds 45, Aston Villa 44, Arsenal 11th.
we don't need the full thing. Arsenal though is some
No,
whatever.
I
is
wanted to
going on
mention.
there.
I wanted to
You
mention
want
this to any
Arsenal.
Arsenal. I wanted to mention it in Arsenal. Now Kevin can take over.
Kevin, what is going on otherwise in your shitty
My
league, La
team is
Liga?
losing. My team is losing.
Yeah, by how many points,
Yeah.
Amrit? You looked up the table. How many points difference?
एक
No,
point
it's
behind
La
है
Liga.
ये.
La Liga is like extremely close. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, but I don't think that's competitive. I think
Anything.
all of you are
Yeah.
just playing shit.
He
None
was-
of you are in the Champions
yeah,
League.
he
That's all
was-
that matters.
I think
Kevin will start
strategically,
getting angry.
La Liga has changed a lot. I feel now. I think they're becoming more defensive and like the weaker teams. Like I never used to see like in 2010s and all. I never saw a team coming to defend only. And today that is the only thing that happens in La Liga now. I feel it's a
Oh
lot
my
more
god,
different.
I am so happy Liverpool also lost. So Kevin, what is your prediction? How do you see this quarterfinal shaping out? Like
Yeah.
shaping up. कौन होगा तुझे लगता है?
PSG,
Quarterfinal. And
PSG, Real Madrid,
then Chelsea will go
and
through. I'm assuming.
Chelsea will
Chelsea
go
will go
through.
through, but they'll get out next round.
Typical.
Luck can only take us so far sometimes. as well.
इसलिए हम शुरू में निकल गए.
You weren't even in the Champions League. Were you?
Hey, we were in the Champions League. हम
I can't even
final
remember.
day
It feels like ages
we
ago.
won the first. Yeah, we won the first 3-4 games and then end last में हम Red Bull नाम की team से हारे.
Red
We
Bull.
lost to a team which has
Leipzig.
Red Bull in its name. Yeah, Red Bull.
हाँ.
पर Red Bull की team हारी है. Do you know how many Red Bulls I drink here? So I could also be a shareholder in them. उनसे हारे हम. उसके बाद मैंने उम्मीद नहीं है.
But
I'm
Kevin,
just happy.
back to the bigger question. Do you think this is the last straw for Messi though?
Oh,
This
bro,
whole thing.
the thing is that
Kevin doesn't want to talk about that.
next round is not going to be next round is not going to be a lot, right? It's already decided. Or is it going to be draws again? Semi-final. I can't remember.
It'll be draws.
semi-finals and draws.
Yeah,
Draws.
I think so. They didn't tell me.
Draws.
Sepp didn't let me
I
know
mean,
last time.
I mean, it depends on Chelsea if they manage to get a if they manage to get
But Dortmund is kill us as well.
Madrid.
Don't.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. They can
all-
beat Madrid. I think they can beat Madrid. Madrid is blatantly only winning
I don't know
because Liverpool.
what dream world you're in. Even I'm not going to say this.
Hey, what do you think? Who do you think is in Chelsea that is that good to? If Barcelona can't beat Madrid, then these
No,
guys
no.
will beat.
No, it's because Liverpool doesn't defend. Liverpool just attacks, and if you watch the highlights, Madrid just won because Asensio and all had a special game that day. How frequently have you seen Asensio actually play consistently like 10 games.
No,
वो नहीं
you
होता.
could have stopped the sentence at play, because I would have told you I've played him more on FIFA than I've ever
Yeah.
seen him play real game. Yeah, I have no clue.
I feel Chelsea is much more likely to beat Real Madrid than a Man City or a PSG.
Oh,
Man
please.
City will
that is why I
crush.
said
City
Real
I
are
Madrid.
want
nothing compared
Man
to us.
City will crush you. Akash, Man City will turn you into, and they'll have to
We
bring
shall see.
back Lampard.
Hey, Chelsea's
मजाक
playing
नहीं कर
shit
रहा.
everywhere, but except the Champions League. Actually, now Chelsea's back. They played well recently again, but against shitty teams. So you never know. Morale might be up again.
Yeah.
So
You have
let's.
no
And
identity.
Chelsea has a history to like be inspired from the
Exactly.
Yeah.
2012 Champions League.
Luck has taken us to the Champions League and won. So it can happen again. Can happen again. You never know.
Yeah. जिस तरीके से हम लीग में
And-
डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं सेकंड पोजीशन को.
Exactly.
And
We
I feel
won't talk about the team on
Chelsea
top of
just-
you, but
Chelsea का जो
Yes,
team
that's what I
setup है, I
said.
think they can defend. Chelsea का जो team setup है, they can defend. They play that five defensive setup.
ओ तो यू आर सेइंग कि वो गोल के सामने इतने लोग खड़े कर देते हैं कि अंदर कोई बॉल नहीं मार
वो
पाता.
खड़े
आकाश
करेंगे, वो काउंटर पे
आकाश
खेलेंगे.
Akash, cowards is how people describe it sometimes.
oh,
Maybe
please,
I also describe
if you
it.
were able to win the Champions League like that, you'd be like, "Abhi, this is the best tactic in the history of sports." Maybe.
आकाश, मेरे मुताबिक एक गोलकीपर होना चाहिए और बाकी 10 प्लेयर सिर्फ अटैक करने चाहिए.
Oh,
That's the
exactly.
correct way to play.
Exactly. That's my
1-10
football. That's my
1-0-10 formation.
Yes.
That the true way. Okay. ये Kevin जैसे नहीं.
Kevin's had enough. Kevin was so excited talking about football in the meeting. After this Barcelona match, he's like, "I'm done, man. I'm done."
No, I think he needs
No,
serious people to
I
discuss
actually
this with.
didn't have a
We are
problem with
terrible
luck.
for
What
that.
pissed me, I feel our like we have to stop like thinking about like legend status and think about more like strategy and what
Legend
the game
status
needs.
on your team. Oh,
Like
sorry.
I mean,
Sorry.
Busquets was
Oh, sorry.
Busquets is the biggest example. Like I don't think Busquets should have played in that game because it's a complete counter
Busquets
attacking
is
team.
still playing.
Bayern is an
Diver. He's still
Akash,
playing.
Akash, that was my original
Such way,
point.
na? I haven't
Yeah.
watched Barcelona in ages.
ये अभी भी खेल रहा है, बाकी सब गए, ये अभी भी है वहाँ पे.
He's got like too many miles on his feet, and like he's not fast anymore. So he cannot play against like Liverpool,
He
Roma,
must have a lot more miles. He
Bayern
kept
Munich.
half his time was lying on the football field like an idiot, faking his
Akash,
dives.
we're not talking about Drogba here,
Yeah,
Akash.
please. Drogba used
Yeah,
to grab
Akash.
him by the balls. Okay, he had some
Or
self-respect.
Lampard. Oh, or
Yeah,
Lampard. And whom you ditched, Akash, remember that.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about Ibrahimovic though, Kevin? At the age 70, he's like scoring some amazing goals or something, no?
40, right? 40 years, man. Like 17 goals or something in the league, which is and
But
that too because he's
What a guy.
injured. That's why he couldn't play more than
He's
17
got a new
games.
contract as well. He's getting a new
It's
contract.
amazing.
Deservedly so.
It's not even about fitness. It's just like the mindset and like the
Yep.
attitude of that guy is like
so
on
you
another level.
you
Supreme
think he's on
confidence.
so you think he's on drugs is what you're saying.
Steroids. Right
Probably.
to the ankle. I don't even know if that's a place you put steroids in. I thought it was like the arm, but anyway. But I love his interviews, especially when he went to MLS. Where who were they comparing him to? Some I can't remember the player's name they were comparing him to. He's like, okay, how
He
old
got
is
an
he?
article, no?
Yeah, he said, how
He
old is
got an
he?
article.
He's like, he's 20 something. He's 28 or something. Yeah. And this is his prime? He said, yeah. The reporter said, yeah. He's like, okay, in my prime, where was I? And then they said you were in Spain, Italy, whatever. And he's like, big difference right there. He's like, I am the best player here. He's like, this is
The best was that where he gets an article for himself saying you're welcome, LA. That's it. That is amazing.
He took a whole section of the newspaper and said, you're welcome.
Yeah, whole section of the newspaper. You're
I love
welcome.
But he's so
Alright.
funny.
Yeah,
But
he is.
We'll
He's a lion.
Yes. We'll end the podcast right here on this note on Ibrahimovic being amazing at age 70. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Vele podcast. As usual, you can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. Give us a follow at Vele Pod as well. Until next time, Stay safe. Bye, guys.
एंड अर्नव का इंटरनेट मर गया तो अमेरिका में भी इंटरनेट कनेक्शन जाता है बाय द वे